In this video, we will cover VLOOKUP and its limitations, match function, index and match function combined. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode by Growth Mindset. Today, all your questions regarding index and match will be answered. So stay tuned with me and let's move towards our tutorial. Benefits of index and match versus VLOOKUP. Index and match returns results left of lookup value in array, whereas VLOOKUP does not. Number 2. In index and match function, we specify single column that contains return values. This makes it more flexible as compared to VLOOKUP, where whole range of columns from lookup value to return value are needed to be selected. Now we begin with VLOOKUP and its limitation. You press equals to, you write VLOOKUP and we press tab, and first value is going to be the lookup value, which is going to be the country, and the table array is going to be this. We start from the country column and we want to extract the revenue. Now the column index number is going to be country is first, continent is second, quantity sold is third, and revenue is fourth, so we're going to write 4. And we want an exact match, so we're going to click on false, press tab and close the bracket and press enter. Now we can see for Australia the revenue is 3,750. For instance, if we go for any other country, we go for China, we see 6,000, and that is the result that we are having. Now the VLOOKUP has the capability of looking on the right side, because we looked on the right side of the country, that is the revenue column. What if we want to look the product column for the country as a lookup value? So we type VLOOKUP, press tab, we select the lookup value, which is again a country, and table array, we start from country column and we go leftward, and the column index number, country is the first column, product is the second, we write 2, and we want an exact match, we select false, we press tab, we close the bracket and we press enter. And here we see that it is giving us error. So it shows that the VLOOKUP cannot look at the left side of the lookup value in the table array. For instance, if we just add a column over here, we insert the column, and here we see that the answer is not appearing appropriately. We press F2 and we see that here we have 4 as column index number. So country is first, second continent, third is quantity sold, fourth is the empty column, and that is why it is returning 0. Now the revenue has moved towards the 5th column. If you're going to just change it to 5 over here, press enter, and now it is giving the exact answer, but you have to always change the column index number and it is not changing dynamically. So we are going to see in index and match in the later example that how index and match changes dynamically, and same is going to happen if you're going to delete the column. Now moving on to match function. The match function returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in the specified order. I click on match, press tab, and here we have to go for the lookup value, select the lookup value from this cell over here, which is a country, and the lookup array is going to be the country column, and we want an exact match. Close the bracket and we press enter, so we're getting 5. So Australia is in 5th row and it is giving us 5. First country is USA, second China, third France, fourth is Brazil, and 5th is Australia. For instance, if we go for the USA and it is 1, it's because it is in the first row. So this is how we can find the row number. What if you want to find the column number? Again, we type equals to MAT, we write, it gives us an option, click onto it, press tab, and now the lookup value is going to be the columns, and lookup array is going to be multiple columns this time. Previously we selected the rows and this time multiple columns. We want exact match, so we click onto it, we press tab, we close the bracket and press enter. So category is first and it is giving us first. We go for the revenue over here, it is a 6th column, so it is giving us 6th sixth position in terms of columns. Now we move on to index. In index, we are going to go through three different scenarios we can achieve the same result. It will give you a broader idea that how the index function works. So we write equals index, we press tab, we will select the array which is going to return us the result, row number. For instance, if we want to find France, so we are going to write 3 because it's first, second and third, so it is the third row in which the France is, and because we have selected only one column, so we give 1 as an column number argument, which is an optional argument. So we close the bracket and press enter, and we get our desired results. Now in our next example, we are going to see that how we can get France without giving the column and number argument. So we type index, pressing tab, we want to find the result from this column. Row number, again the France is in third row, so we write 3, and column number, this time we only have one column, so the column number argument is optional and we can just omit the column number argument, and after giving the row number argument we just close the bracket and press enter, and it gives us the same answer. Now we are going to see that once the multiple columns are selected, then how we are going to use the column number argument. So we write equals IND, we press tab, and we have a multiple selection of columns over here. We press comma, row number again is going to be 3 because France is in third row of the table, so we press 3 over here, and now we need to give this optional argument of column number. So category is first column, product is the second, and country is the third column, so we are going to give 3 as column number argument, close the bracket, and we press enter. So we have seen 3 different scenarios for getting the same result. Now we are going to see 2 further scenarios where we will be using index to find location of columns. So we write equals index, press tab, select multiple columns. Previously we were selecting rows, and row number, because we have only selected one row, so we write 1, and we want to select, for instance, country, so we write 3 because first, second and third is country column, and we close the bracket and we get the result. Now because we were selecting only one row over here, so we can replace the row number argument with the column number argument. Let's see that how it works. We write equal to index tab, we select the result array, and the row number is 1, so we can just omit it, and instead we can replace it by the column. So for instance, if we want to find the country, we are not going to write 1 as row number, we're just going to write straight away the column number, that is 3, and we close the bracket and we press enter, and we get the same result. Now we are going to go in more advanced features. We are going to use index and match to look up the value as we used to look in the VLOOKUP, but it is more advanced because it can look up on the right side as well as on the left side. So we are going to have an example of one-way lookup and two-way lookup. So now we're going to start with index and array. We want to return a revenue, so we going to select this, we fix it by pressing F4, and now in row number argument we are going to apply match. We write match, we press tab, and we want to look up the value over here, and lookup array is going to be the product because we have laptop over here, so it is coming from the product column, and match type we select exact match, close the bracket, and either we can give the column number argument as 1 because we have selected only one column, or we can just leave the optional column number argument. Here I have given 1 and it is giving 8,000, so we can see laptop over here as 8,000 in revenue. We change it to shirt and we can see 4,000, and here in shirt we can see the revenue over here is 4,000. So we can see over here that if I even delete this 1, so it is still giving me exact answer. Now we are going to apply two-way lookup. So we begin by writing index. We want to have 3 columns, this time selected. We want the result either from the continent column or the quantity sold column or the revenue column. So we have selected 3 column, press F4 for fixing the cells. And now for the row number argument, I am going to again apply the match function. Lookup value, this lookup array is product, and I press comma and exact match, press tab, close the bracket for the row argument. So here we can see that I have completed the row argument, and now moving on to the column number argument. I again begin my match function. I press tab, and here I will be selecting the lookup value, which is going to be this. Lookup array is going to be the columns that have already been selected, that is continent, quantity sold, and revenue, and match type is going to be exact. Close the bracket. So I've completed the column number argument with another match function. Now I close another bracket. To close the index function, I press enter and I receive the result. So for shirt and revenue, I have 4,000 here. Shirt revenue column is 4,000. For instance, if I change this to continent, it tells me that it is Europe. Shirt is being sold in France in Europe. So when I change different criterias over here, for instance, I go for the watch and I go for the continent, it tells me that the watch was sold in Australia. Here we can see over here that it is picking up the information from here and here. So it is picking up the intersection of both the continent and the product sold. For instance, if I change over here to desk and here I change to quantity sold, so it is giving me 50. Quantity sold is this column and product sold is this column, giving me an intersection of both of the criterias and returning me a result of 50. So this is how we can have one-way and two-way lookups using index and match function, making your calculations more dynamic as compared to VLOOKUP. And one more thing to notice over here, if we are going to insert any column or we delete the column, so it is not affecting our results, which was the case in the VLOOKUP. It got affected when we inserted or deleted the columns. Now, common errors that might occur while we are using index and match function might give inappropriate answer. For instance, if we have not applied the formula of equivalence properly, for instance, if the formula is like this, and I go for the item which is out of the range, for instance, I select watch, so it is not giving me correct answer. So common errors while using index and match is that once you have this range should be equal to this range, and if it is not going to be equal, then it is going to give error results. So now it is working perfectly fine. Well, that's it. If you've liked the content, then make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you give your comments down below in the comment section. Your comment acts as a navigation tool, so make sure that you add your opinion to my comment section. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Take care and bye-bye.